Hello, well this is part 2 of setting up a craft business, and I wanted to talk about a couple of things which I think are worth having a think about if you're wanting to turn your hobby into a little craft business of some sort. And the areas I'm particularly thinking about are finance and time. And I know quite a lot of people say, oh, I'd like to set up a business but I don't really have the funds or the money. And I thought perhaps it would be helpful if I relayed a bit of my own personal thoughts on all of that and my personal experience. And I mean, I run a little leather business, and I set that up very, very small scale. So initially I was selling to family and friends. So it all saves money because you end up, everyone in the family were being given suddenly leather bags or leather belts. But it is a chance for you to save a bit of money having to buy presents, but also see your products, see people's reaction to them, and sort of do an early test on the market. So it's not a bad idea. I then progressed. I bought an old Singer sewing machine and I started doing leather tool rolls. I had a lot of friends who were carving wooden spoons with nice little specially made spoon knives. And the tool rolls actually protected the knives, and they were jolly popular. So I sold a lot of those, and it sort of went from there really. I made some profits which I put straight back into my business, bought a few more little bits of kit so I can make a wider range of items. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to with craft have lots of expensive kit. If you're already doing it as a hobby, the chances are you've got a few tools and bits and pieces, and you can turn your hand to making something. You can pop it onto a website like Etsy, or you can just be selling to family, friends, or through Facebook or Instagram or something else. You can take very small steps initially. That's really all I'm trying to say. I mean, yes, if you have a shed load of money, you can throw it at your business. I'm not totally convinced that's always a good thing, because I think if you're new to it all, there's an awful lot to be said for learning and make a few mistakes. I've certainly made mistakes along the way, and learn from those, and it's really good. So that's one thing I just thought was worth mentioning. The other thing I thought I'd mention is time, and the reason I wanted to mention time is because I was very surprised by something one of my friends said when I said to them, look, I'm thinking about setting up a little leather business. And they said to me, oh, well, bear in mind, and this is what surprised me, they said, for each hour that you're actually making, you'll be spending another hour actually doing sort of admin around your business. And I thought to myself, that can't be right, surely. And then someone else said something similar to me. And I began to think, okay, in a way, I'd certainly say, yeah, having now gone through obviously a lot of hours, thousands of hours, I think it's right in broad terms. You'll find that for each hour you're spending in your workshop making rugs or making pottery or whatever you're making, you'll probably need to spend another hour either attending craft fairs or loading your pictures and product onto a website, answering customer inquiries, buying stock, taking photographs, doing Instagram or TikTok or whatever, promotional posts. It's surprising. And then doing accounts and doing returns, you'll soon find that you'll spend as much time on the admin side of your business as on the making. And the reason I mentioned that, I think you need to be realistic at the outset. If, say you think you've got about 6 hours spare in the week to run a little sideline business, I think you do need to sort of think, well, okay, that will give me 3 hours of proper making time, and then the rest of it might be admin. I mean, you may be able to fine tune it a bit, but I'm just trying to highlight this now so you go in sort of, or at least getting the same sort of advice that I got, which actually was good advice. So that was the other thing. There are a few other things you could think about, and I've popped them into a little guide. I've prepared a short guide, which I've mentioned previously in part 1. I'll put a link below on the video description here, but you can buy the guide off my website, and it will cover, there'll be a few videos in this series, and it will cover a few things that I've learned along the way of setting up a little business. And I think it's the sorts of things which will help you avoid some of the pitfalls I hit as I went along the way, and help you hopefully get selling your craft a bit more quickly. It's only a mini guide. All the proceeds from the sale of the guide are going to help people with bone marrow cancer. So I'm doing it. Charities I know at the moment are having a hard time, so I want to try and help, and that's a way we can all help. If you buy the guide, you are directly helping the families of people who are having a tough time because someone's got bone marrow failure. So yeah, let's see what we can do with all of this, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll pick up another aspect of running a small business which might again help you on your journey. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Bye bye then.